A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So today we are starting this workshop. We thank you, all of us, our whole team has been looking forward to this day so that we can start the workshop. And basically, the workshop has become necessary because we have been doing a lot of training, and without application, every training is not really bringing the results. So that is why we went for the workshop mode, where we will ensure that you're guided, not only online, but also in our weekly sessions. If you have any problems on doing it, we can take those up and we can sort out whatever questions you have or doubts you have or queries you have. So we learn from each other then in that discussion. So we are very grateful for you investing your precious time towards spiritual growth. We start with dua. We ask Allah Ta'ala to bless our joint efforts and bestow barakat upon our time and guide us in true knowledge and getting true knowledge, wisdom, and the true purpose of life, so we can live with the true purpose of life. The main thing in this workshop is that you need to participate. If I ask a question, please do respond, chat me. You can respond, or you can do it verbally as well. You can speak up. So let's look at what is life's purpose. What do we regard as life purpose? What would you say is life's purpose? You know, if you look at life around us, we've defined success in very different ways to the way Al-Kitab defines it, right? So we are looking at success very materially. And by this Surah 91 and ayats 9 and 10, you can see that the actual definition of success is that he who purifies it, and truly a failure is he who corrupted it. So the whole purpose of our life is to return to Allah Ta'ala on Judgment Day purified. Do you agree with that? Would you say that is our purpose in life? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, please do say if you disagree or if you think, you know, this is, if we all have that purpose and then we all work towards it, right? So life, is any life lived without relationship? What would you say? Any life, is it lived without a relationship? Is there any person in the world who has no relationships and is living a life? Is it possible?
No.
No.
No, it's
No.
not possible, right? So it's not possible. So life is about relationships. But in this day and age, what has become is that our relationships have become more about how do we use that person for our personal benefit. And, you know, a number of workshops in which we conduct, that comes across that we feel that way, that this person is just out to get something out of me rather than caring about me. So life has become more about how can I use this person to my benefit rather than how do we serve this person, right? So that's what it should be about. So on Judgment Day, what do you think we'll be asked about? Will we be asked about how much wealth did we make? Did our children get this degree? Did they get a status? Did we live in a big house or have this car? Did we go abroad? These won't be the questions, will they, on Judgment Day? Do you agree? Right? Won't be the-
No.
No, they will be about relationships. How did we manage our relationships? Were they self-serving? Did we abuse in that relationship? Did we just look at our own advantage? Did we ignore a relationship? Or did we truly serve it? Right? That's what we are going to be
Yes.
asked about in our relationship. So in the Zoom course description, I said there's a question I put there. Is your relationship with yourself or your relationship with others more important? Which one is more important? What do you think? What would you say? Which one's more important?
Both are important.
No,
More
you
important.
have to choose one. Choose
Others?
one. Okay. So,
With
okay.
others?
Anybody else? Okay. Anyone else wants to say?
First with
Okay.
ourselves.
Okay.
First with ourselves.
Yeah. Basically, if you look at it, you know, the degree to which you have a good relationship with others really depends on your relationship with yourself. If you don't have a good relationship with yourself, if you're not aware of yourself, if you don't know yourself, then don't expect the relationships to be of high quality, of sincerity, of trust, of loyalty. So the main thing is that we do need to look at ourselves in this area. So if you look at, if you look at the world today, what would you say? Have we deviated from the Muslim way?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we've deviated, right?
Mostly.
More,
Yeah.
if you look all around at the crisis in the world, you'll find that we've deviated from the way. And well, we are saying our purpose is to change our impurity to purity, right? And what we are saying, where do we start? We know the relationship we have to fix with ourselves first. When we fix it with ourselves, we become more valuable, more pure in helping others too. So focus is on us. And how do we do that? Where to start? Those are our two courses that we are saying. The first course is on control. You learn actually what control means. And why do you need to know what control means? Well, because within you, there are parts of you that you need to control. If you don't control them, your relationship with yourself gets to be of a very low quality. So you need to be empowered to know yourself and then also be able to control yourself. And if you can do that, you can move towards from impurity to purity, right? So
Sahi.
sorry, did you want to say something, Shweta? Okay. So what we are saying is that you have to identify the need for change in me. Now, how many people here have a genuine need to change, to improve? Does everyone have that? If somebody doesn't have it, then please say. Because that's the first step. If you don't have that desire to change, then, the workshop is not going to do anything. The first thing you have to create in yourself is to recognize we are all impure and our journey is of purity. So I need to change myself. I need to improve myself. I need to purify myself. The next thing, once you recognize that, so I'm assuming everybody here who wants to do the workshop has the need for change, inshallah, right? And then once you have that need for change, all you're looking for is how do I do it, right? You conquered the biggest barrier is recognizing the need for change in me. Most people don't have it. So alhamdulillah, you all are here and you have it. So then the next thing would be to identify the impurity in yourself, right? And then to replace that impurity with purity. Does that make sense? So these three things would be the way we go. This is what our workshop is about. Okay? Does that make sense? You know, when Sister Frana goes away, I can't see her face and I feel like I'm talking to a wall. So will anybody else put their video on so I can see them? Sister Shazia, any hope?
No, I'm so sorry. It's just
There's a bug on it.
happened.
Okay.
I don't know.
What about Sister Kavan? You can do it. Oh, Sister Safia. Yes, I can see Sister Safia. Thank you. Okay.
I'm free.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So we are talking about what do we need to do in order to recognize impurity in ourselves, right? So this is what we are saying is that you need to understand yourself completely. So emotional check, you have to make a check on yourself emotionally, right? Yeah, is this emotion right that I'm getting? Maybe you're feeling angry. Maybe you're feeling depressed. You know, it's okay to feel that momentarily, but if it goes on and on, then there is an impurity. So emotional check you have to do, thought patterns ka check you have to do. Sometimes you have very odd thoughts about somebody. We don't like them, we hate them, or we want to do something, bad to them. So, or we are just having thoughts about very materialistic thoughts. These would also be considered thoughts that relate to impurity. Then, of course, you have to watch your actions as well. So 3 areas where you are observing yourself. And when are you observing them? When would you observe them? All the time. All the time, right? Because otherwise you're going to miss it. So I keep a check on myself. If I start, thinking about something and getting very sad and upset about it, or thinking negative, I keep that. I write it down. This is an impurity in me. So thought patterns check, action checks, you note them down. So the next step is, supposing you can't spot these things, why would you not be able to spot them? You can shut the door on finding an impurity in 4 ways. One is being arrogant about it. Arrogant meaning thinking yourself, I'm above this, I know more, I don't need this, I'm better than them. So then what happens to that impurity? What would happen to that impurity if you did that?
Get arrogant.
Yeah,
it will
you would hide it. If supposing I'm telling somebody that you're really wrong and you did this all wrong and you don't know how to do it. I'm being arrogant, right? I'm being arrogant, so I will not spot that impurity in me if I'm being arrogant. So arrogance stops you looking at impurities, right? Also, if you have a victim mentality, you will not spot your impurity. What is a victim mentality? You just think, oh, I'm getting all this and I don't deserve it and I'm being mistreated. What will happen? That in itself is an impurity, the victim mentality, and you can't spot that you're doing it wrong. The third one is fear of vulnerability or judgment. So when you fear that something's going to happen or you will be judged by other people, so you've got a lot of attention on external self. You have no attention on yourself. You're worried more about other people and outside situations or what will happen to me. So there again, you shut the door on spotting your impurity. And the last one is complacency. And what does that mean? When you're just satisfied. You're satisfied with the way things are. Is that a good thing to be satisfied with the way things are?
No.
no.
Why is it not? Why is it not? Why shouldn't we be like that?
I should always strive for better for
Yeah.
myself.
Because there's so
Constant
much
moving.
Allah Ta'ala has blessed us with. There's so much to achieve. But being complacent means saying I'm pure, I'm okay.
Go there.
So that in itself shuts the door on checking for impurity. All right, so I think Sister Shazia, if you can mute it.
Yes, please. If you give me the right to do it, coast, please. I don't have coast.
Mhm.
Yes. Thank you.
Can I do it or not?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure whether I gave it to you. Are you the host now? No.
Yes, no, ma'am, no.
Okay, I can't see you on my. Okay, here we go. Sorry about this. Make a host. Okay, there you go. All right.
Yes, yeah.
So we talked about what can we shut the door on spotting an impurity. Now, once you spot the impurity, how can you shut the door on actually moving forward with that impurity? That was the other thing we were looking at. And there's a video on all this. So if you don't understand it, in part of the course gives you the video on it. So you could justify it, right? You could justify anything that, supposing I'm angry at my child and I say, well, he deserved it. He behaved like that. I should have been angry with him. So just by justifying it, I have made that impurity of shouting at my kid or behaving in that manner okay, because I justified it. So now I won't be able to bring that to purity state. Does that make sense? Yeah. So this is what is the opening the door towards improving yourselves. What I wanted to do was to talk about why are we talking about self-awareness so much now? You know, why weren't we talking about it, 10 or 20 years ago? Why has it become so important now? Well, because there is a lot of decline in values and morality. Do you agree with me? There's a lot of decline. Values like prioritizing relationships is not there. Loyalty in employment, it's not there. You know, I worked in my school in Pakistan, and the people would just change job for a few hundred rupees. There was no sense of loyalty to the class, to the curriculum, to the school. It's like, where can I get more? What can I get? You know, it's that kind of viewpoint. And that's like values and morality standards. Respecting teachers is another one in the East and the West, Muslim or non-Muslim countries. This is changing. Teachers don't feel respect. They feel threatened. So greed is being acceptable. Become greedy is fine. It used to be something that we didn't look well upon. Success is equated to material things, money, status. And there's also a selective application of human rights. When it suits you, it's okay. When it doesn't suit you, never mind, it's okay. So we see in the name of human rights, one place we are saying, oh, human rights are not there, let's do something. And the other one, we're spreading genocide and it's all okay. So these things, they apply to Muslim countries, non-Muslim countries, they apply to Muslims, and they apply to non-Muslims. The values and morality standards are going down. Then we look at the family unit breakdown. Do you agree that it is breaking down? It's not as it used to be. Marriage breakdowns are becoming more common. Single parenthood is on the rise. Care for the elderly parents is also often neglected. And there's a changing attitude towards commitment in the younger generation. You know, they don't feel that, they feel marriage is a trap, a constraint. Rather than a fulfilling partnership. They don't see it that way. It takes away their freedom. They are concerned about that. Promiscuity is also becoming normalized. And this is not just in the Western countries, also in Muslim countries, in Pakistan. It's common. So we have to also, looking at the family thing, we've got LGBTQ, gay marriages, lesbian marriages. That has taken a completely different side of family unit, defining it in terms of, it's changed its definition of what family is. So the decline of values, morality, and breakdown of the family unit contributes to all of the rest of the line of things that I've written over here, that you get your more crime statistics going, you get drugs and alcohol abuse on the rise. And at the bottom of it is those number 1 and 2 that are underlined. So poverty is there, inequality is growing, Mental illness is on the rise because people are not there as friends. There's no loyalty, there's no trust. So what happens is that the mental illness is on the rise, even in the younger generation. Health issues are on the rise, injustice is growing, and wars are on the rise. So why are we talking about this thing now? Because it's knocking on our doorstep. We as a family are now affected. Previously, it was like happening somewhere else and it was all okay. It didn't hit us that much. But today, we are all affected by it. It's, our children live in that environment. They're impacted by it. And so it's of greater concern to us. So looking at this a little bit deeper is looking at why, what has changed? What changed to make it this way? So we find there's a disconnection between the post and the true purpose. If you've got a role, if you're a lawyer, what should you be doing? You should be championing justice, ensuring fairness, and upholding the law. That should be your job. But instead, what are the lawyers doing? Their main concern is on winning cases. That's what they want the money for. I'll win your case. It's not about truth. It's not about haq. It's just about winning, regardless of the ethical implications. They go on to do that. Politician, what should he be doing or she be doing? They should be meeting the needs of the people. But again, it's all about a power struggle, about winning elections, getting into power and self-interest. It's not about giving people what they want. What about the engineer? What should he be doing? What I want you to look at, what should they be doing? We need to bring these things back. This is our job, to bring the right function back into society. So an engineer should be really caring for the planet's resources and designing efficient and durable products that benefit humanity and they protect the environment as well. But what is the emphasis on? Profit maximization, making things obsolete so that they can be replaced and we can sell more, and sustainability is not the criteria. So you can see how the values are changing and they're impacting on us and our planet. How should a business operate? Should be servicing, giving goods and services for the benefit of the people and the environment. But what is the focus on? On wealth, on getting the cheapest labor they can, whatever the human rights violation take place, no matter. As long as it's cheap for us, the cost is less, it's just fine. So they are not thinking about the consumer well-being, the laborers they have over there, or about the environment. If you look at the medical field, it should be dedicated to restoring and maintaining health and vitality, prevention of disease. But sadly, we are seeing a lot more illness, lot more unhealthy people, and obesity on the rise, diabetes on the rise, heart problems on the rise. And the treatments are more in terms of symptoms, not in terms of root causes. Medications, medicine in itself is causing illnesses. It's a big cause of illness. And pharmaceutical companies, they try to influence the doctors to give these medicines and pay them for it, and give them a reward for it if they prescribe that medicine. So that's where the morality values have gone down. What should teachers be doing? Teachers are, it's the best post, the best, most honorable post on the planet. They should be equipping our students with practical knowledge, not memorized and passing grades, essential skills, strong character, and a real purpose of life. And what is happening with our graduates? They're focusing on grades, focusing on what status they'll get in life, on materialism, and they consider how are they going to be successful? If they're financially earning a lot, they're successful. They equate that to that. So our education system, our teachers are failing to provide that basic direction and reason for study. Then you look at religion. What should religion be doing? It should be giving us spiritual growth and fostering moral character in us so that we live a life of purpose and service, of peace and brotherhood. But unfortunately, even within the religious organizations, the application of religion is very little. You know, they are not relating religion to practical life, or it's been compartmented on one side. It's become rituals, and people feel empty instead of fulfilled. Religion is about being fulfilled, being at peace with oneself. So what happens is that people are being driven away from religion. They get doubtful about it. They distrust religion. And that's the outcome of how the institutions are at this stage in performing in this area. Government should be doing a lot more, bringing well-being to their citizens, providing security, providing social justice. But we see just the opposite: rising crime rates, growing inequality, and increasing stress. Do you agree with me? The stress in life is getting higher and higher. Who in this group doesn't have too much to do? It's just too much to do just to barely survive. So there's no free time, and we've become slaves to getting enough to just survive and get our children through. So citizens is also an area where we are not really wearing our post very well. We should be serving our communities, serving the greater good. But it's all about how can the community serve me? It's all about what can I get instead of what can I give? And at the heart of all these things is, where does the child or the young adult learn about the correctness of things? It's the family unit. The family unit is the smallest unit of society. The child learns over there how to value, what is the values, what is the morality standards. It's all in the home. And if that home is weak, where people don't feel that they have strong relationships, they can trust each other, they're just passing by, they don't even sit at meals together anymore, they have nobody to discuss things with. Conflicts goes on and on, it's accepted as part of life within a family. Then we do have, we can see that we are not going to correct the area unless we ourselves improve ourselves and improve the home situation, and that in itself will then spill out and give us a better society as well. So if we look at all this, a society breakdown results because there's no cohesion, social cohesion in society. The togetherness is missing. Even in our WhatsApp groups, the cohesion gets limited. So institutions are declining. Economic instability. Is any country stable, do you think? Any country out there economically stable? Up and down, inflation, depression, recession, this, that, and the other. Employment is not there, worried about jobs. Political instability all over the world. No country you can say is politically stable. Culturally declining, values are declining in culture. And environment, you can see the climate change. So when the people don't wear their post, where they don't recognize what is the true purpose of that post, this society will break down, right? And if you go to our institutions, where we are getting the education, there's lots of degree holders. Thousands and millions of people pass through and get their degrees every single year. They get it in business administration, law degrees, social studies, political science, economics, and the list goes on. But what is the use of these degrees when the very posts that they prepare us for are everything is falling down? What do you think is the purpose of that? Even in, you look at it, no nation can claim that they are really doing well. They are economically stable. Political systems worldwide are falling. Trust in the justice system is not there. Human rights lip service. There's just lip service to human rights. Rarely prioritized, routinely violated, or selectively applied where it serves you, right? So we must ask, what are we gaining from these degrees? What is missing? What are we gaining? And there is something missing from these areas. Even if you look at the advancements on human psychology and neuroscience, you know, it could be used for so much good. But what is it used for instead? Self-serving agendas in the same, flawed systems. Marketing, for example, is used to expand business, win elections, prolong wars, sell harmful products, only serving individual interest rather than the greater good, right? You agree with me on this? What do you think? Isn't the world becoming like that? And I think we're all worried about it, especially for our children's sake. Would you say? What would you say?
Yes,
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Individualism is on the rise, and we are all sitting on the receiving end.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay. So let's look at culture then. What is culture? Culture is there. You know, we are varying cultures, beautiful cultures all over the world, right? And culture characterizes a group of people with shared learned beliefs, values, and practices, behaviors and material objects that are passed down. All these values, they come down, right? But they're changing. We're learning and we're changing and we're passing them on. And, you know, we saw what are the values at the moment. And we are concerned because our children are impacted by it. Even though we have a sense of what is right and wrong, our children are lost in that. Whatever they see outside, and then we say something else, they say something, they see something else. It's very confusing for them. So a society is upheld by religion. It brings the communities together. Even look at it now. We are all together. We came together. Why? Because of religion, right? It brings people together. You belong together. The bonding comes up. The moral ethical framework gets defined. We rise in terms of morality standards. Environmental accountability comes about because of that. You know, because we have religion, we are caring for our environment. We have to give account of what we did on planet Earth. So we are more caring about the earth, and we promote sustainable practices. Also, with the religion, we are also responsible for the future. We shape attitudes towards thinking about the future generation. You know, we want to leave a legacy behind. We want to, we say Satkarjaya, you know, that's all about that. We want to do good and leave something behind so that on Judgment Day, we do pass that test. And we do want to preserve the planet. Now, religion and culture are very closely connected. If, religion impacts on culture. However, strong our belief system is, pure it is, it seeps into the culture. And if we don't have that, you see the culture the way it is now. And what is happening to religion? Do we agree? Do we all agree that religion is needed? It is the answer. And if you take away religion, we've seen what's happened. Do we agree with that? Yeah? So religion is the key to success, but it was there. It was there in the past. We did have religion on top. But then what happened? We had a lot of religions, and all these religions here are well-known religions here. These are new religions coming up. Theosophy, inner peace movement, spiritualism, children of God, and so on. These are new religions coming up. And this is Islam and the number of sects it has been gone into, right? And this is Judaism and all the sects that it has gone into. And this is Christianity and all the sects it has gone into. So why do you think new religions came up? Why the divide in the old established religions? And how should we rule? What are your views on this? Share your views. Why are new religions coming up? Why do religions divide? What do you think?
Hello?
Because
Yes.
of arrogance.
Yeah,
Because of
Arrogance means
maybe personal self-interest.
followers are becoming more arrogant.
Yeah. You
or
want
maybe
your
there is
power. You're too concerned about yourself rather than, okay, let's work together and work this thing out. We are all here. We might slightly differ in our views on Islam, but we're still here. We put aside the little differences and we know that we believe in the whole big concept and rightness of things. So there is no need to divide. But when they divided and it became more about, my group is better than yours and your group is wrong and fighting with each other. So that's initially religion was the center and it ruled the country and it guided the country. That was how it was. But then what happened? Because of all these sects and fights and also, atrocities committed in the name of religion, the separation came about between religion and state. I didn't understand that, Maria. Could you complete the sentence? Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe they have a good reason. Maybe they think the other person is not doing it right. But even then, there's a better way to solve things, rather than to divide. So anyway, the religion got put on the side and the state came into being. So when the state comes into being, what happens then? So we've agreed that religion is the key to success, but then religion didn't succeed because it went into different sects and divided. So then the government came in its place as a secular government and took over. And what happens then? Yeah, religion gets on the side and everything is admissible then. Because all the religious, or people of all the religions are living in this state, right? Like you could be living in UK or America or Pakistan or whatever. And then everybody is okay to believe what they want to believe, to have the ideas they want to believe, to do the actions they want. It's up to them, right? So you take away that erosion. There's erosion of community when you do that because everything's okay. Everything's admissible. If he thinks that way, fine. If he thinks that way, oh, he's right. He can think that way. And the rise of individualism and selfishness is brought about by secularism because it doesn't think about the whole thing together. It just thinks about the individual and the declining values in morality. We talked about this, family unit breakdown, and all the other things then follow because these things are out. So what is ruling this one person? He's got so many ways to go. He hasn't got a straight Sirat al-Mustaqim. He doesn't have that. He's just got so many paths. I can go wherever I like, do whatever I want, try this out and try that out, see if it works for me, see whether I'm a woman or a man or whatever. It's just so many roads open up. And what is his criteria for deciding? Reason and logic that he has based on his knowledge. So that's where we sort of end up with the person. Now we are talking about just the person. We are not talking about communities or anything like that, right? And that where the family also gets very lost. So what happens is that reach to you in today's world is so much. Everybody can reach you through the internet, through society, through news, through TV, through media. Everyone can reach you and give their little ideas to you. But your reach to change something is not there. You can't stand up and say, this is the right thing to do, and we will do this. Why? Because the community cohesion is dropped. It's been taken away. We are all individuals. We are not a group anymore. Right? So the same connection power, well, it could have been used to educate, inspire, unite. Instead, what is being used for? To misinform, to divide, to dehumanize humans, to discourage and depress. The connection power is being misused. It's stolen time from us. You and I have limited time. You know, this course there should be people flooding into it, but there's a lack of time. And, you know, it's like quality time is also being stolen from us to be with our family and friends. Our focus, the focus of people have become on materialism, instant gratification, and quantity. And we are minimizing. What is minimized? Effort. You want to do something which takes little effort. If there's effort, our courses take effort. I'm sorry to say they do take effort. And Allah Ta'ala says it's going to take effort. I'm looking at your effort, the effort you make to purify yourself. So the connection power makes ridiculous. Oh, you're putting too much effort into it. I've got this one thing. You know, even on solving something, people just want a pill. I was running you know, when the earthquake took place in Pakistan, and we were trying to teach people how to come out of trauma and how to help other people. All they wanted was a little pill. Don't want to know, you know, the holistic way of improving your health or being more able to face trauma. No, I just want a pill, a quick and easy solution. So they've minimized effort, minimized relationships, and minimized quality. That's not important. Just get the job done. Like lots of profit. That's where it all belongs. So we see this is where we are at this time. Does that make sense? Are you with me on this thing? Are you following it? Any questions? Thank you, Sister Frana. But is everyone else gone to sleep? Are you still with me?
I have a question. You
Yeah.
said about the religion is new religions are on the rise, right?
Mm.
What were the exact reasons for it?
It's the same idea, you know, here, like we're saying, you can do what you like. You know, even Star Wars is declared a religion. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
it's that kind of thing. You have an idea, okay, let's do that. So anything and everything becomes acceptable because there's no morality standards. There's no creator on top who's setting the standards to which we are rising towards, you know?
Morality is corrupted. Okay. And we forgot the true essence of the true religion.
Yeah.
We made it a religion of rituals rather. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
in itself now, with this thing, we see secularism is becoming a religion. Now, this thing you have to really look at because secularism has a belief system. The belief system is science and reason and belief in human progress. We all want that. We all believe in reason, scientific inquiry. We like that. So the secular system likes that. It gives you, it's very tricky because it, you know, Allah Ta'ala in Surah Imran, it says that don't mix batil and haqq. Don't mix it. And what they do is that they make these days, you know, Human Rights Day, Women's Day, Children, Anti-Discrimination Day, they're all right. We know that how should it be? But it's done for another purpose or for a show. It's not really done to bring about that on planet Earth. So we like it. We like it because it's in part of our fitra that we want to have human rights everywhere. And then we have all these secular communities that are growing We have the Atheist Association, the Alcohol Anonymous, Depression and Anxiety support groups, instead of the real group that we should be having, the religious group with taqwa in it, with the creator setting the laws and we following those laws. We have these new groups appearing. And why do you think people accept secularism? There's a lot of Muslims who accept secularism. Why do you think they do that?
Why?
Well, because it just gets mixed with, you say, oh, we also care about human rights. Islam has got
Because
human rights.
science makes
Yeah,
sense, right?
yeah, make sense. This one is very ritualistic. They haven't really gone into it. We haven't done a good job on explaining the beauty of religion. There is no peace possible without understanding Islam. There's just not go and have all the wealth, every single thing you can have, but you will not find that peace in any
Well said.
thing.
Well said.
So in this whole secular system, is there a supreme source? And who's leading it? Is there a supreme suit and who's leading the secular movement? What do you think?
A
Yeah.
human, a man.
Yeah. Government leaders, they're leading it. They are setting the laws. We are following them. Right? Yeah.
Now it's the corporates.
The corporates and, the funding and everything goes there.
Lobbies.
Yeah,
and
lobby
the
and everything like
the
that.
interest
Yeah.
groups.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we are saying is that from the ayat we learn what is our purpose in life. Surely my prayer and my sacrifice and my life and my death are all for Allah, the Rabb of the worlds. And that is how we should be living our lives. So in secularity, do you find morality, standards, direction, and purpose? Do you find that in secular life? Everybody's going their own different way. So why is it being created, a secular society, and who is it servicing? Who is it servicing? And why is it created? It's again, it's about, the VOTP talks, we cover this on Sundays, on the, that it's all about power, isn't it? It's all about power and control. The person wants the power and control. Nations want power and control. It's all about that. So who is going to get back to basics, to this understanding the soul, the spirit, the owner and the creator of the world? Who's going to do that? Because they're not going to do it. The secular system is just put religion on the side. It's like, okay, if you want it, you want it. If you don't want it, you don't want it. We don't really care about it. Right? So who's going to do it? It's you and me, isn't it? It's you and me that's going to do it. And what will happen if we do nothing? You've seen the direction it's going in. It's going very fast. We are already too slow in the way we are progressing. So firstly, we have to, influence, we have to improve ourselves, make ourselves pure. Then we have to influence others. So we have to be able to, what do we need to do to influence others is in itself, we've got a course on that. How do you influence others? But first we have to build you. So this is the workshop is about. We live in the worst times, I think, these days. It's the worst times. All the technology is there and it's being misused for other purposes. It could be used. We've got all the resources to use it correctly. We only need the people, the right people to do that. So inshallah, together we will do this. So the whole talk is about becoming aware of the current world. Do you feel you're aware of the current world? You learned something through the talk today. What is the current state of the world? Don't let it fool you. Don't let it fool you. It is impacting on our emotions, our thoughts, our attitudes, our goals, our decisions. Every single day it's doing it. It's doing it without you even knowing it. You know, news, you're listening to news, it normalizes violence. It normalizes the new family definition, right? The definition of success in today's society does not match what we read in Surah 91, 9 and 10. Success is not that, what the society is defining. More than ever before, we need to guard ourselves, become empowered, and grow spiritually. So Find Your Truth platform is just about that, on empowering you, giving you self-mastery so that you can create the impacts you want to do in your life. And each one of you is so unique. You have been sent in this time, not in any other time, because you are capable of influencing it. So together we want to do this. We want to bring positive change in society by making you realize your full potential. And your potential is so much, you have not even scratched it yet. You know, you will find that out through the courses. So we went through this to say that this is how the courses run. The first step is you become aware of your impurity, right? And then you go on to see what you do with that impurity. So I've talked about this, so I'm not going to repeat it. And then we go on to the belief systems. You know, when you have a negative, impure emotion, action, or thought pattern, behind it is a belief system. And that belief system has come through your culture, through society, through your parents, through some aunt or teacher or somewhere, it's crept in. So when you have a belief, say you have a belief of I'm not good at talking to people. When you have that belief, what happens to your potential? If you have this belief, I'm not good at talking to people, your potential to talk to people reduces. Your action in that area drops. And you talk less to people, and your belief then becomes stronger that you are not good at talking to people. Does that make sense? Okay, does that make
Yes.
sense? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you have the belief, my earnings and status define me, what will happen? This is your belief, my earnings and status define me. Your potential will become more to earn and increase your status because you believe that. So all your actions will be towards increasing your earnings and increasing your status. You will get results. Excuse me. You will get results and offer earnings and status. And that's what you see. People are getting earnings and status. If you have the belief, I'm a good mother, your potential to be a good mother will increase. You will find ways and means and actions. You read up more, you find out more, your actions will drive you towards being a good mother. And your results will be there, and your belief in being a good mother will be strengthened. And the same goes for being a good Muslim. If you keep saying, I'm not a good Muslim, your potential to become a good Muslim also goes down. So you have to say, I want to be a good Muslim, I can be a good Muslim, and your potentiality increases. You will do more action in that area, and your results will come up on that area too. So what we are looking at in this workshop is to find the belief system behind that impurity, right? You spotted the impurity, we're going to find the belief system behind it. So step A just identifies the cause of the emotion and that you had. The impurity will come up here. Then B, may you locate the thoughts and belief system. In C, you will replace the belief system with the correct belief system based on Al-Kitab. Because whatever is out in your belief system is against the Al-Kitab. And that is limiting you. If you go on to Al-Kitab and the Sirah and you define your belief systems based on that, you will rise in your potentiality. And you cancel that belief system and you operate now with a new belief system. So these are the steps you do in order to purify yourself on that one single thing that you're spotted in yourself. So we're going to just give you, I'm going to give you a very simple example, and then we'll take some questions after this. We're looking at the area of arrogance. Arrogance is an impurity. Do you agree? Arrogance is an impurity.
Yes.
Is it? Or, yeah.
Yes.
It's an impurity, right? So your first step is just locate the thing that causes the emotion and write the details. Then you find the person that makes you arrogant. Where do you become arrogant? What situation do you become arrogant in? What is the topic that makes? Maybe it's a topic, you know. If I talk about politics, I get very arrogant. You know, if I'm talking to somebody who I consider lower in status than me, then I become arrogant. It could be like that. That if they're poor, they're not as wealthy as me, they don't dress as well as I do, their education is less than me, their skills are less than me, then I become arrogant. So write about the situation that you feel arrogant in. And, you know, it's very easy to become arrogant with children. Why do you think that is? Why do people become arrogant with children? Like, you know, a child is a child with, you know, he's a spiritual being. She's a spiritual being. So it should be the same level of the way I speak to somebody I respect. I should be speaking to a child like that too. But we become arrogant with children. I've seen a lot of teachers do that. And, you know, in the school I was, and I had to correct that. You have to not treat them like a little body. They're not a little body. They're a spiritual being.
So we get in mindset that I know more than you. That's why we get
Yeah.
arrogant around children. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So then you can say, locate the thing that causes it, write the details. I feel better then. I feel more important then. I don't feel threatened with them. I feel safe without consequences. Then I'm arrogant. Only then am I arrogant. So this area you're going to look at, and just do step A, that's the homework for this week. That would mean that you would have to go through the videos that we've had, and those of you who are just starting with us will need to do the control course and part A and part B, part 2 of Find Yourself. So basically, you know, there is a need for change. Things get either improve or get worse. So they don't stay the same. So we are here to improve ourselves and get, you know, spiritually grow. In the workshop, you will find that you have got these 4 videos to watch, and Sister Shazia is going to open this course for you. You can look at these videos, and you don't have to do part 1 and 2 before that. You can still watch the videos, because Sister Shazia will send me a request to approve your scholarship on this. And then this assignment can only be started once you have done part 1 and 2. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah. So that's how it goes. And the videos are about, there are 4 videos in there, which you can also listen to the little video that I made about what the 4 videos are. I don't want to really go into too much depth on it here. And we should really, you know, these are the 4 videos. Mindset is quite important. And this gives you an example of running it. But as I said, the workshop is about your questions and your doubts and getting you to practically apply the assignment here. And what are we looking at? The first assignment is about justification. What is the first assignment about? It's about justification. So supposing you're feeling envious and jealous, right, towards something, and then you justify it. So they didn't deserve it, they got lucky. You could justify it like, it's not fair that they have so much while I have so little. You're justifying this impurity of feeling jealous and envious. I'm not really hurting anyone, it's just how I feel. So is that's an impurity? Is this an impurity, justification? Is it an impurity?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. We are looking at this one. Your assignment is not this one. Because once we drive this justification away, you won't be bothered by it. You will look at the impurity. We'll look at that one as well. That will be your next assignment, whatever impurity you came up with. But we are looking at this as the first assignment in this workshop, and you will then do the, do the steps on it for this area. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does it make sense?
So, yes, ma'am, we are looking for any impurity, yeah?
Yeah,
our
you're looking for any, I'll just give an example here. You can just choose any impurity and then you justified it. Supposing you shouted at your kid and then you justified it that they deserved it. They should have never done that. So you are looking at the justification of they deserved it. They should have never done that.
Sometimes, ma'am, we don't feel that it's impure, whatever we do.
Right. So you feel that the justification is right.
Yes,
You
it's
should
just
shout.
so it's gonna be
So I
a
think that's where you look at the fitra. That's where you look at your true fitra and the potential with which Allah Ta'ala has blessed us with. We have, look at Allah Ta'ala's quality and we look at this ayat in which Allah Ta'ala says, how has He made us? Keep that in front of you because those qualities are in you of kindness, of giving respect, of judging people fairly, of setting an example, of caring for humanity. So if you bring that in, then I don't think any justification really would stand a chance of becoming a purity for you. Does that make sense?
I think another thing would be to look at whether Prophet ﷺ would do the same way. That is the best way, you can, if not, then, there's an issue. So that's another that's a good stencil. Because,
yeah, sure.
And the other thing is, how would you feel if this would have been done to you? That's on the stencil. Would you want someone to do this same to you? That's exactly what Sister Faida said. The fitra will, if the answer is no, then that's mean there's something there.
Yeah, we have to really deep dig in ourselves because yes, we're so used to these impurities, we don't even realize. But yeah, if we give time to ourselves, really think about whatever we have just done, then yeah, we will find a lot
Yeah,
impurities.
I think the error one can make is find too much. You have to home in on one. Just home one. Yeah, when we start looking, so much comes up. But you
Yes.
home in on one of them. Yeah.
Mhm.
We should put the survey form on. Is it possible? And then take questions and answers. Is it possible? I would like everybody to put in fill in the survey form. It helps us immensely. Sister Shazia, you're able to do it or?
I think
Yasmin can do it.
Sister Yasmin, let me ask if
Do you want me to?
not, I will share. Yeah.
Okay. So, Sister Farhana, over to you.
Yeah.
Let's get questions and answers, I think, done.
Inshallah. So, please, upload. So, I think all of you are on the workshop, WhatsApp as well. So, you can, if you have any issues, please text there and inshallah we'll get right back to you. But also, please raise your hand now and feel free to ask any questions. We have a small video of how the courses are and what you expect to do. And as Faida said, the first thing is going to be spotting the impurity. So that's our first task workshop for this week. Yeah. And please survey form. Please fill in the survey form. So we know how this is beneficial to you. Any feedbacks, any positive feedback, so we can make it much more better. So please go ahead and feel free to do that. And also type your questions in the chat.
Yeah, I think we give 2 minutes for everyone to do the survey, right? And as you do it, say, I've done. Let's just do that. It will take you less than 1 minute. It's a very good, just you have to take questions.
Is
Can
it
you do
not
the
been
survey?
shared, ma'am? Can you
Yeah, I shared it.
share,
I
please?
shared it.
I can't
I shared it.
share. Okay,
Can you see?
thank you.
Can you see?
It is not
Let me
going
check.
up on the link.
Huh?
Yes.
I can see the link.
Yes, it's Yes, it's up
ये
now.
लिंक काम नहीं कर रहा.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's not working either. It's
It's-
saying, yeah, it seems.
no,
No,
it's
no,
working.
oh no,
Can
it's not
anyone
working.
else confirm if they can see?
No, the link is
No,
not.
it's not working.
Okay, you, let's start taking questions. Let me see if I can fix it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone has any questions of, how this course material is? So it has four videos, and which kind of going through the same thing. So you may have to need to listen to it just to get the clarity, and then it has the assignment, and the assignment is so when you log into the course on the online on Find Your Truth, your assignment will open, and when you go there, there you can see you have to fill in the answer of what impurity you noted. And Faida actually, she reads it and she goes through it, and if any suggestions or you need to correct it, or I mean, if you have to do it the right way, Faida will respond to you, in that course itself. There's a you'll see her response. You'll know it once you go online and get into the courses. You'll know how the courses work. So that's kind of how it is going to be, and it's more of a self-reflection, self-realization, and ultimately the benefit of the course is, if you really help yourself, go to the next level, step yourself up, to become to become a better person. Keep on, and this journey continues for everyone. No matter where you start, So that is the whole goal. It's just not listening a lecture and, so it's more of the application. So please focus on that.
Is the link working now? I gave a new link. Can I get some feedback?
Yeah, it is opened up.
Okay, thank you. So 2 minutes for everyone to do it. Thank you, sisters. Please, you should share in the group, put your successes there. Because when those students who have done the control course, who have done part 2, please share with newcomers in the group how the course has helped you. And then, it encourages other people to do it, and you will get the ajr of it from Allah Ta'ala if you help somebody else through the path. Sister Shazia is there for anybody who's having difficulty in opening orders or getting onto the course. I'm there as well to help on that. Sister Kawal is there. Sister Shazia Zeb is there. So I think we should open the floor. Is everyone doing I'm going to see how many people have done the survey. So we're just giving a few minutes and then we take the questions. Stefana has done it. How many other people have done the quiz, the survey? So 8, how many people have done it? You all doing it. Only Sister Farana has done it. Come on.
Bisma, thank you, Bisma. Thank you, Maria.
सर्वे में क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 है, उसकी नहीं समझ आ रही.
Let me have a look. Question number 4 is locating a belief system behind something you wish to change in yourself. When you want to locate a belief system, do you find it difficult? That's what it's asking. What is if you're saying you're very emotional about something, what is the belief system behind it? Is it very easy for you to locate it? Is it hard or is it impossible?
Okay, thank you.
Mm.
So we got 4 people out of 16. Can we have more people participating, please?
Still doing, yeah.
Yeah? Any difficulty with doing the survey? We can put it in the group later on. Will you do it then? You know, we need to be like very professional about this workshop. You know, your views matter. That's why we're asking you to do it. Yeah, it would be nice if you do it.
Done.
So the people who have done it, do they want to ask a question? Anything you'd like to know? Is it clear what we are aiming for in the workshop? Next time, we're going to look at the next step of how do we spot our belief systems. We found the impurity, right? We recognize this is impurity. Now we are going to look for the belief system. You remember that little circle? We're going to find the belief system that we have strengthened in ourselves that is causing the impurity. So we're going to learn to do that in the next workshop. Meanwhile, your homework is to get these videos heard, start on the control course, part 1, try and do as much as you can, and get on to part 2. And we keep going that way. Any questions you can ask in the group, in the workshop group? Yeah?
Ma'am, what about recording? Are we stopping it?
Should I stop it now? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.